We can't always tell when we're in flow. We do the work, we do the work, we do the work. But since our external reality isn't completely changing, we're not really sure if the work's working. We're feeling better, but we're not seeing results. There are a few things that you can be on the lookout for, which are evidence that the work is working and that you are in flow. I had one of those happen this morning. My husband and I refinanced our home. Very exciting. Thank you. Yes, you can say congratulations. And a notary came early this morning, 8 a.m. on the dot. She was here. And during the course of doing this paperwork, signing everything that needed to be signed, explaining things, she ended up talking about her second husband, who had died very suddenly in his sleep 2 years ago. This woman was in her 60s. And it started because she asked what we did for work. And my husband said, I'm a musician. And then he looked at me and I thought he was going to let me say something. And I was just going to say life coach, because that's usually easiest with someone I haven't met before. You never know how they're going to take these things. And my husband said, she's a spiritual healer. And I said, I'm a life coach and a psychic. And she was interested in that. And she said she had gone to see a psychic, or no, she said she had had another client who was a psychic who told her things that she could not have known. And that woman had said something about the notary's deceased mother and how she was very present. And then that opened the door to her sharing at a time that felt very organic. It didn't feel pushed. It didn't feel like she was laying things on us, about her husband and how much she loved him, that they had met online a long time ago. He was from Canada. His sister actually also met someone on this same dating site, and they were so in love. And they were married for 10 years and without any warning, died in his sleep. She was still navigating his property, his trust, et cetera, et cetera. And at one point, she really started to tear up. And it did not feel unprofessional at all. And I know that I attract experiences like that. Human experiences, moments where people can let their guard down, where people feel safe, where people can receive the medicine. And at this time, my husband and I were able to be a safe space for this woman who clearly needed to process a little bit. And I am so grateful that we were able to do that. I did tell her at one point I was going to wait until she was leaving, but she said something else to me about, I'm going to send you clients. My daughter's really into all this. And I said something along the lines of, your husband did not go very far, which is very true. And if I had more time with her, or if I ever get the chance to do a session with her, we will talk about how, if someone transitions like that painlessly, there's no karma for them to work out, because so much of our looping thoughts and our shadow works will be made manifest in how we transition, and dying in your sleep is what we all want, right? If we don't have any lessons to learn, that's how we will transition, which is such a blessing. And when something is sudden like that too, it is often because they are very much being called to be of service from the other side, where they can be of greater service than they can in their human body, which is so hard for us to imagine. And it doesn't mean we don't miss them, and it doesn't mean we don't grieve deeply. But I would tell her that death is an opportunity to explore merely a change in relationship. And as she was clearly interested in what I do, I would tell her that your beloved being out of body is giving you an opportunity to explore your own intuitive abilities, because your connection with him is so strong that it can absolutely overcome time and space. So because I had this beautiful interaction out of this pedestrian, what should have been a very boring experience, lets me know that's a reflection of my frequency. That's a reflection of my husband's frequency. That's a reflection of this woman's frequency, that all of our lights were on and we ended up coming together to create this moment where it was something so special for me and my husband to be taking this move that we haven't done before, for this woman probably to have an enjoyable experience that she doesn't get to have, and to receive some kindness, some compassion, to be able to share happy memories of who was surely her soulmate. And how beautiful is that? How precious is that? How rich is that? And that tells me I'm in flow. When you start having really meaningful exchanges and interactions with strangers, you're in flow. Yeah. I would love to hear about a time that you had a meaningful interaction with a stranger like that felt otherworldly, guided, supported, because they give us all hope. And that is so important right now. And we learn through the stories. We deepen our faith through the stories. So please go ahead and share. Check out the rest of my channel for other resources to help you on your spiritual journey. And I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.